guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to make a video just to bring back some childhood nostalgia and give you children's book recommendations. Well, I hope you guys find this video helpful, and let's get right into it. First book naturally is Anne of Green Gables by Montgomery, and the internet says it is for 7th graders, so between the ages of 11 and 13, and I think it's such a good book for any age group. It follows the story of an orphan girl, Anne Shirley, as she is taken in by these two siblings who originally wanted a boy to help with the farm work, but they eventually take her in, and it is about her time in Avonlea and life and growing up and making friends and family, and it's honestly such a great book and a great series overall. The next book is My Secret Guide to Paris by Shroeder. It is between the ages of 8 and 12. So the story follows Nora, who ends up going to Paris after her grandmother died and left her tickets to Paris, and she ends up going on this treasure hunt that her grandmother set up for her and her mother. And it's a very good book. It's very heartwarming. The next book is Sealed with a Secret, also by Shroeder, which is sort of a sequel to My Secret Guide to Paris. Phoebe, who is the friend Nora makes when she's in Paris, goes back home to London, and she finds a beautiful antique at a flea market, and inside she finds a letter written during World War II between two sisters, I believe. And Phoebe ends up going on this adventure around London, trying to sort of cast a spell to bring her and her sister closer together. The next book is Tell Me by Joan Bauer. It is for ages 12 and up. The main character, Anna, is sent to live with her grandmother for some time, and while she's in her grandmother's town, she witnesses something very suspicious, and she's determined to find out what is going on in this town. The next book is The Giver by Lowry, and it says it's for ages 13 and up, but I think it also just depends on your maturity. The story is about Jonas, who is living in a futuristic society that is filled with equality and happiness. Later, Jonas figures out the truth about his society and the world, and he tries to make everyone in his society aware about that. Next is The Downstairs Girl by Stacey, and it is for ages 12 and up. It follows the story of Jo Kwan, who is a Chinese girl living in Atlanta, Georgia in the 19th century. Eventually, she starts writing a newspaper article anonymously, and by doing this, she's also putting her life at risk. Eventually, she has to choose between keeping her identity secret or revealing her identity and risking it all. Next is Matilda by Roald, and it is for the ages of 9 to 11. It is Matilda, so you can read this whenever you want. It is such a good book. It's about Matilda, who is this bright child, and she ends up going to a school run by the horrible Miss Trunchbull, and with her love for learning and her intelligence comes superpowers, and tries to end Miss Trunchbull's torment of the school using a little bit of her superpowers. Next is A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket, and it is for children 10 and up. The series follows the lives of the Baudelaire orphans, Violet, Klaus, and Sunny Baudelaire, as they try to get by in their difficult lives and survive their nemesis, Count Olaf, who has tried to steal their fortune. Next is a bit of a romance novel, and it is Flipped by Wendelin and Draanen. It's for children between the ages of 10 and 14, and it follows Bryce Lowski and Julie Baker, who meet when Bryce ends up moving to her neighborhood. Julie has this persistent crush on him for 6 years, and Bryce is just very annoyed by her, but eventually their feelings flip for each other, and it is such a good book, and the movie is also great, so honestly it is definitely worth a read. Next is A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett, and it is for the ages of 5 to 8. So it is a story of Sarah Crew, who moves from India to, I believe, New York to go to a boarding school, and while she's there, her father unexpectedly passes away, and she goes from wealth to poverty and ends up working at the school. Next is Little Women by Louisa Alcott. Oh my goodness, this book is for ages 8 to 9. However, this book is so good, and it's so heartwarming and comforting. So honestly, just read it whenever you'd like. That's all I'm gonna say. So it follows the lives of the four March sisters, Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy, where they go from childhood and adolescence to adulthood and womanhood. Last book is Out of My Mind by Sharon and Draper, and it is for ages 10 and up. So it follows Melody Brooks, who is an 11-year-old girl. She has cerebral palsy. Melody ends up going to school and discovers her talents. With all this, she has to fight for what she really wants. That is it. Those are all the book recommendations. I hope this added some books to your TBR. I grew up reading these books, and they are absolutely incredible, and I really enjoyed all of them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you guys in my next video. Bye!